Hello, everyone. The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip.
Well, for me, it comes back to the fact that this film recontextualizes their relationship, right? So from the moment he sees Molly as she's doing her act as the electrified woman in her kind of skimpy costume, he very clearly desires her in this version.
Yeah.
Like, he is chasing her the whole time. So even when he's getting a welcome handy J from Toni Collette,
Which,
he's not that interested in that. He only has eyes for Molly.
what an interesting addition too, right? When that hand job happens.
Well, that's where Del Toro has made contemporary changes, right? Like, we're using F-bombs and swear words, and then we're also introducing more obvious sexual content.
Yes, we 100% are. And there is more violence in this. I mean...
Oh, boy.
Well, okay, see, you're saying that, and I'm beginning to think that I am just way too desensitized. And again, I'm not saying this to be like, oh, look at me, I'm a man. But with the exception of that face bashing of Richard Jenkins, I was kind of like, I feel like you could have easily made this PG-13, and I'm a little surprised the studio was like, yeah, Del Toro. I mean, I guess he has the goodwill from Shape of Water, but it's like, yeah, Del Toro, go off and make this 2.5-hour R-rated, slow burn, like, neo-noir crime thriller.
Yeah, it is a little surprising because you could have pulled back on some of the R-rated stuff and still had the film work in exactly the same way. It's peculiar to me that he opted to go for these harder sensibilities because I do wonder, well, or maybe he looked at it and said, I'm making a very adult drama. Like, I don't care to try to open this up box office-wise.
You are right. Because my mentality coming into all this is always like, well, if you know you're making an R-rated movie, which he said, he was like, oh no, this is going to be an R, like a hard R-rated movie. So it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, why didn't you go further in some places then? Like, I guess maybe the suicide scene is kind of going into there too, but...
The suicide scene and also the actual first scene with the geek where he fully bites the chicken. Yeah. Because I do feel like that was something Del Toro said, oh, well, now I can actually do this scene properly.
Yeah. And honestly, I wonder if that would have given the film an R rating on its own. So he was like, cool.
I wonder. Yeah.
But you know what? I also think Del Toro is a person who's like, I'm just making the movie. Like, I'm not thinking about rating or whatever. I'm just trying to make the movie I want to make. And it gets whatever rating it gets.
Yeah, you're not wrong that he probably has so much goodwill coming out of The Shape of Water that they probably looked at it and said, oh, he's making another period set film. I see Oscars and Golden Globes and all the other awards coming our way.
I mean, maybe. Honestly, I think this will get a lot of production awards.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Cate Blanchett gets a nomination, but I don't see anyone else getting a nomination for this.
Yeah, like, I mean, Bradley Cooper, you're kidding yourself if you think you're walking into this with anything.
I say that, but you know what?
I mean, a Golden Globe, absolutely.
The shade,
The
Joe.
shade. Everybody knows the Hollywood Foreign Press is a bunch of corrupt individuals. There's also only 72 of them. Stop giving the Golden Globes anyway. Rant over.
It's the Mean Girls. You can try Sears. You can get a Golden Globe.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It was late in the afternoon when the professor and I took our way towards the east, whence I knew Jonathan was coming.
Jonathan Harker has asked me to note this, as he says he is hardly equal to the task, and he wants an exact record kept.
Dear Madam Mina, I have read your husband's so wonderful diary. Strange and terrible as it is true. I will pledge my life on it.
God preserve my sanity, for to this I am reduced. Safety and the assurance of safety are things of the past.
I am in hopes that I shall see more of you at Castle Dracula.
Listen to Regarding Dracula wherever you listen to podcasts, or find us online at bloody.fm.